what do you do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay? Right, like the point is if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right, I mean, right, but I mean, we can all look Bitcoin sort of as
forever, Laura. People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor.
Value.
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay? Right, like the point is if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
right, I mean, right, but I mean, we can all look Bitcoin sort of as
forever, Laura. People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat.
All right, man. Yes. What is going on? What is going on? Let me know you can hear me. My name is Gerald Peters. Welcome to our Friday. Try to go live covering the stock market on Monday and Friday from the stocks that we. Wow, come on, man. Stocks that we cover here on the petersreport.com. Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate you guys loud and clear. Hey, man. Trying to get my shit set up here. Oh, man, hopefully we got no echo. Yes. What do they say here? Man, I don't know why I got earbuds in. Hold on. Better get my shit together. Let's add this back to the stage. I'm going to pull up this Nvidia chart. This is a 1 minute chart of Nvidia. We'll get into some daily shit. I'm just going to, we're looking at this. didn't even know I had the goddamn earbuds in. Let's try to see. Hold on just a second. Trying to let people know what's up, man. All right. So looking at Nvidia here on the 1 minute chart. What the fuck is going on with this thing? I can't seem to get it to do anything. I typically trade with a pad as it allows me mobility to move around the house, man. You really want to figure out your the way that works for you. The money flow is about patterns. Let's pull this up. Let's look here at lift. We're seeing a nice push out of a lot of these ride. So lift's hitting its 200-day. Honestly, part of the problem I'm seeing on a lot of these charts, though, is we've got this kind of thing going on. So we really need to see the market push through. You know, if you notice on lift, we're still not overextended there. Let's put that in the MFG trade ideas. But look over here. I'm all in on Nvidia here on the 1 minute chart. This is the relative strength index. The RSI measures price velocity. All right. Velocity. Think of velocity like when you jump out of an airplane. If you jump out of an airplane, you're going to go flying. You're only going to fly so far, you know. So what it's measuring is velocity. How far has price moved based on its historical average 14 period. So if we pull this back up and we're looking at this chart here, if you go over to the left, you'll see up here relative strength index, RSI, and then it's got these little 14 right there, 14. Okay. When that hits 70, when it crosses the center line right in here, that's very bullish when it goes over the 50. But when it hits 70, that's letting you know, man, this is a place that price tends to reverse. Sorry, buddies might ask me if I want something from the store. REM had good earnings and got a couple upgrades. That's nice, man. What's up? What's up? Hey, anybody wants to come on with me, all you got to do is text me. We've been experimenting with this. Text me your email, and you can join me. We could do phone calls, I guess, too. We tried that before. Remember, we tried the phone calls, and it didn't quite work. Might try it again. I've been looking at some different software. It'd be kind of cool to take in calls. So that's Lyft. I don't know why I started with Lyft first. The one I wanted to show you back on, I think it was the 11th. Let me pull this up. Yeah, it's on the 11th. Sorry, I'm doing some things here. I'm going to pull up my account. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What am I doing here? I'm going to pull up. We're going to pull up Uber here. So I think it was on the 11th that Yep, that was it. So on the 11th, we took a trade. God damn. Jesus. In Uber, okay? But we didn't do it. Look at Uber's up 4.7% today. Look at this move. God bless America. So, you know, I had originally an $80 target on Uber, and we were buying Uber down at $14. What's up, Nick? I mean, we were buying it down at $14. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man? What's up? Sugar lumps. What's up, man? So, man, look at this. This is a beautiful chart, guys. But look, the RSI hasn't quite hit yet. You know, let's look back over last time it hit. So let's back this chart up. Let's see if we see any other good, strong RSI hits. 1, 2, and then now here we are. Okay. We'll put it right here. Now, something I want you to notice on this last RSI hit. Look at there. Fucking doji, man. All right. Oh, man. He had several over here. Jeez. Kind of had one yesterday. So, you know, that's showing you a 50-50 on that. But one thing I want to bring to your attention on these RSI hits, you see, it's not much later that the market turns. And so we're pushing up against highs here. You know, I don't know your position on Uber. I don't know, you know, how into the stock you are. Appreciate you. Stephen says, drop a like on the stream, folks. Come on, man. Take your fat sausage fingers and click the goddamn button. Not a lot to ask. Let's see. So, trying to trade here at the same time, man. Let's pull up Nvidia. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at here. So Nvidia is basically in a straight down move here in the 1 minute chart. So look at this. Downtown Julie Brown here. It's like a, you know, down sloping channel. It's the worst, man. I got a short position on right now. That is the worst, man. I hate it. I hate these. I hate the down move, man. I really do. I hate the down move. What's up, Instagram? Jump over to YouTube, man. I think you get a better bring it back. So yeah, I'm short right here, but I mean, it's tried to break out, right? You got a stage, but you notice what? Never got extreme. Started breakout, failed. Now what? It still never really got extreme. Kind of tried to break out, started to kind of, and now we're headed back down. Maybe this holds. We got some action. So we've got several points where this price level's held before, you know. But if you look over here on the TSI, True Strength Index, it's bearish crossover. If you look at the MACD, it's telling us momentum is going to the downside. So what we see in this fractal pattern here is price changing. I'm short right now. We'll see what happens. I'm going to cover some shares, man. So I'm going to buy back So I'm short a couple hundred shares here. So it's bought some back. TSLL, baby. Yeah, man, is it flying? Salvatore says, what's up, GPU, the man? Appreciate that, man. Nick says Berkshire meeting tomorrow. Should be good. Yeah, it should be. Let's so down we go in this Nvidia trade. I'm gonna take some of it down here. As a matter of fact, if it breaks above the 5 here, which it is starting to on stock charts, I'm gonna bail out of this thing. I'm not trying to be short right now, but I will take a little money since I've taken a couple losses there. All right, so we've been looking at Uber here, and I've been trying to bring to your attention every time these RSIs hit like this. Maybe I put those short back on. No, I'm going to take it off right now. I'm going to take it off. I'm out of the short, man. If I was adventurous, I might flip the trade. So just something to bring to your attention. Uber, when it hits the extreme, when it hit it there and hit it there, and when it hits it on the bottom, if you notice, we can try the bottom one too. Boom. And then almost extreme. You'll see it's the bottom, right? And then look right here, man. There's a doji. There's a doji. Got a lot of dojis in there. Then over here, you just have a standard reversal pattern. But, man, I don't know what I was showing you guys. Oh, we were still on. Sorry about that. Hold on, man. God damn it. Back to Uber. So I think we covered that. RSI extreme to the top. Uber has pulled back. It has pulled back the last 2 times. So what I will plan to do is I'm not going to sell any of my regular Uber shares, but I did as a swing trade, I did URBL. And we did this back on the 11th, I believe. Let's see. Let's see. This morning was like on the 11th. Oh, 411. New swing trade in URBL, AMZU, TSLL, MSTX, AQG, and Bitcoin futures. And what did it say? TQQQ, UPRO, BitTo, and Delta. All right, let's pull up the 11th. Yeah. Boom, right there. Nice. All right, not a bad place to have gotten long. Now we're coming into a previous high. Price has memory. And the RSI is going extreme. So if I'm in the double, this is a 2x Uber. So it's up almost 10%, 9.7%. $2. I mean, it's up a chunk. I don't think I even bought that much, man. That's the bad part. I'm going to check. Hold on. All right, so we're up 11 fucking grand in these 2 accounts. That's not bad. Let's take this down. See, we're day trading Nvidia over here. What am I? Let's see. Tricidos. All right. Okay, so we're at 38%. So yeah, it wasn't a big position. I didn't have much money to play, but we're up $400 and something dollars. That's not bad, right? What's up, Lena? What's up, G? Yeah, so MSTX. It looks like we picked the bottom, man. I mean, so we got in the Uber there. What was my position? It's $20. All right. So if you look on here, UBRL showing my price paid was $20 in. All right. No. Lowest price paid. What in the fuck? Was $17. I must have called an audible. That was on the 8th. God damn. Wow. I mean, that's right there. So, okay. Yeah, let me double check that. Yeah. Boom. So I'm assuming right when it got over the 5-day. Sometimes I'll do that if we have a down move and then we bounce and we get right above the 5 EMA, man. I'm going to jump it. I'm going to get all over it, man. So many stocks are running right now. It takes that off. Yeah, we got so many stocks running, man. Scott says the railroads are running stage 2 breakouts. And if we look on the homework board, go here. So page 4 there, you'll see a running trade log. That shit is delayed time. If you want that in real time, come over and join us on Discord. You'll see throughout the newsletter lately, I've been posting little videos, links to different videos on YouTube. So that helps. We're trying to do a show once a week on just trading Bitcoin, the different ways to trade Bitcoin, money flow away, ways to collect dividends on Bitcoin, the way to pretty much, well, not day trade it, but swing trade it. All right. But I thought I had CSX trains on my trade ideas. I do not, huh? Could have swore I had it on there. Maybe that was last week. Well, I have CSX on stage 1s here. All these are stage 1. Some good trade ideas right there too, man. So every Sunday, you know, I post this board. I work on my board. I post it and share it with you, man. So if you're on my email list, you can get a copy of that or go to petersreport.com. Try to post that in there, let you know what I'm looking at, and then charts of stuff that I thought was interesting last week. Some of them we're continuing to follow along with. Let's see. If you haven't had a chance to, you might want to come over here and read the article I got on here, Wealth Freedom and the Second Income Stream in the New Economy. And talks about in there, in today's world, true wealth is no longer measured solely by the accumulation of possessions or material goods. Sure, some will always chase shiny things, but instead, with today's smart investors, they value freedom most of all and the ability to live life on their own terms. So we get in a little bit about what Richard says. I posted in Discord for sure. What's going on there? Let's get back on this Nvidia. This thing is just crashing, huh? All right, now I want to show you an idea of how to raise a little money. All right. Let's see. What's my cash right now? $1.76. Okay. We start going up. You see where it says quantity of shares? Oh, hold on. Sorry. You should see it now. Uncle G, what's up, man? What's up? All right. So now you're looking at one of my E-Trade accounts, right? I got 7 accounts. This is one of them. Exxon. 242 shares. 0.161. But if we come over here and say sell, this is a way to raise a little money. You just sell the 0.161. Do a market order. It's going to get me $16 or almost 17. Boom. Come back down. Let's look. Now, how much do I have? $18.73. All right. We didn't really change our count. Let's do. So you can just go down and trim all of these, right? 0.849, 0.831, 0.083. Some of them may be too small to do. But then you get into some of the bigger ones. So Cisco here, right? It's a $60 stock. Right? So we're not selling a full share. All we're going to do is trim off the fractional part. That says that'll raise $42 for us. Boom. Now let's see how much money we got. $60. Nice. Oh, and we're fixing to sell some Uber, right? So I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell 25 of these 55 shares in here. This is the leveraged Uber. That should bring in about $709. So hit the button. Boom. Right? So that was one I trimmed. Right? So now I've gone through. So look, today's gains, $1,057. Today's realized gains, $180. It's in my IRA. So locking in a little gain there. That was on URLBO. What the fuck is it? UBRL. Now we can keep going here. I'm not going to bother with that one. Dow's a $30 stock. This will get us $15. Oh. Yeah. Boom. Go to market. It's going to raise us $26. Boom. Right? I hope you get the gist of that. Hope you get the gist of that, man. Now, let's run some dividends here on this. All right. So there it is. We ran on all of them. $114,941. Not bad. Got a couple other accounts to take that up a little higher. About 140. Frank says XYZ's getting whacked. Let's check in on that. XYZ. If you don't know, this is square or block. Bam. And it is getting knocked down. Now, I would give this a little time. I don't think there's any big rush on this. I really don't. I think you're going to be fine. I don't think you need to rush into that, man. So in these accounts, I'm up $10,000 on the day. That ain't bad. Let's get back on this Nvidia trade. Oh, looks like we're trying to bounce now. Looks like we're trying to bounce here. See if we can hold up.
Money to loves trading. A passion for trading is the motivation that will lead you to success, not a passion for money. Trading is too hard and too grueling to do just for the money. Okay. Axon gut feel to Axon logic. Logic trumps gut feel most of the time.
We got the 200-day moving average here at $114. This is Nvidia on a 1 minute chart. Here we got Nvidia on a 5 minute chart. And if you look right here, this is what I'm always watching. I want to see this tick the way it did, that slope right there. This slope right here, that slope up, it's kind of giving me heads up that over here on this 1 minute, man, it's going to go ahead to the upside. Not expected to run to this 200-day. There's a previous, I have to take all these, need to take all these arrows down. Let me do that. Right, so we got our anchor, but right in here, we got a box, just like we do it here. So it's probably going to be problematic. And of course, we'll keep an eye on the RSI up here. So let's give this a little time and see what it does.
Fun. L. Rarely positive to always positive. Losing streaks and big losses hurt. A positive attitude helps you bounce back when you inevitably hit a rough patch. A negative outlook can pull you into a downward spiral when markets inevitably fail to cooperate. M. Lucky to unlucky. Good traders seem to be luckier than bad traders.
Stage 2 breakout here.
N. Limitless energy to often exhausted. Trading is a marathon. You need endurance to keep running. O. Highly creative to average imagination. One edge in markets is to look at the world differently than others. But if you're extremely creative, you may find that trading is not a good enough outlet for that creativity. P. I control my life to I don't control my life. The trading gods are not pushing the market against you. The more you believe that you are in control of your life, the better your odds of trading success. Q. Decisive to hesitant. Traders need to be decisive, but extreme decisiveness may border on impulsiveness, and that can lead to overconfidence and overtrading. R. Adapts well to change to not great with change. Adapt or die. Markets are always changing. Can you keep up? S. Focus to scattered. Trading in the zone requires focus, but
my man says trading in the zone. If you haven't had a chance to read Mark Douglas's work, there's a lot of videos out there of Mark Douglas, him doing what he does, man. I appreciate Mark's work. He doesn't really teach strategy. We don't really need strategy. If you're in the money flow, you got the money flow. That's the 4 stages of price movement, and the indicators we use. Hold on, guys. I am trading at the same time here. There we go. So I apologize for that. Probably run YouTube, talk, and day trade at the same time, man. Helps keep you young, fuckers. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, man. The money flow trading system is Fractal. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over again in an ongoing feedback loop. This is what we're doing here. That's what we have going here. Boom, stage 1. Boom, stage 2. Boom, stage 3. And then back down. And we see the same shit on a daily. What's up, Jay? Hello, how you doing, sir? What the hell are you doing? So here we're back to our day trade. Remember I said it would hit 114.46. On that good news, I'm going to sell 40 shares. So selling 40 shares as price hit this first RSI. So I'm just going to take down the trade a little bit. We hadn't hit up here yet. So I'm running a dual RSI when I day trade. And just where we thought it would stop, right there where I drew the line, we're seeing it stop. Kind of hit it and turned right around. That sucks. Now, I will tell you this. Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholder meeting live in 19 hours. That's some nerdy shit right there, but I always enjoy it. I don't watch the whole thing, but I do watch quite a bit of it. If we can push through this 1444, we expect it to push up to 1460. And that should hit the other RSI. And that'll probably be a completed structural move from a 1 to the 3, stage 1 to 3. Or maybe not. Maybe this bitch just breaks down like it's doing right now. So yeah, now we broke that bar, so I'm out of the trade, man. Just like that. Just like that. Let me pull up. We're going to pull up the CNBC. Oh, hell. We just broke the $1 million mark again by $983. It was not there a little while ago. It keeps going back and forth, back and forth. Richard, I did that because Nvidia has been under attack. And so it has a lot of good price movement. And it moves faster. It moves faster than the Qs. Pretty much following the same pattern, but it's been under a lot of things. So been using it. That's CNBC Pro. You can connect all your accounts. Right now, it says our top mover is Uber. The Granite shares 2x Uber. Then Delta. If you remember, we got long Delta right at the bottom. Then ENVX. It's one of our plays. CONL, Iron Mountain. And our worst plays, Tree, absolutely getting trounced, as is XYZ. Absolutely getting trounced. I'll get back in the trade here. Man. Earnings coming up. Let's see. All right, we got Chevron, Exxon, and Fubo today. You know I got some shares in the Fubo. Let's see, FUBO. Let's check out Fubo. Oof, dropped down. You must have reported earlier or something. Down 14%. Ouch. So I'm gonna let that take do what it does. If you go over here to dashboard, if you have stock charts, if you go over there and click your dashboard, if you go down here, let's see, they move. Oh, I had it on. Sorry, I had it on equity research. Click dashboard and go to your dashboard. And if you look over here, you're going to see public chart list on your left. Click it. When you do, we're number 3 on there right now. You know, so I got to clean that up this weekend. Am I in CE or not? I'm not sure, bro. To be honest, I know we were all over it. I mean, I know I had it in the newsletter and we talked about it. Let's see. Is it flying? Let's move it up. Looks okay. Looks okay. Not bad, huh? Money flows based on trend. What we're talking about by trend, it really depends on your time frame. Richard asked, why did you switch from day trading TQQ to Nvidia? I switched to Nvidia when Nvidia got hit by the deep seek shit because it really put a lot of volume and movement under it. And I wanted to make some money, man. I think while you're learning, something that doesn't move quite as fast isn't a bad idea. Let's see. GP, can you rights offering? Yeah, they're going to give you rights to buy shares. They're going to raise, they're taking and they're raising money, man. Let me see here. See. The rights offering by Cornerstone Strategic Value Fund, CLM. So what you got to understand, CLM, where are we at? Let's switch this to CLM. CLM is a closed-end fund. Okay, closed-end fund. Oh, we're breaking out. Closed-end fund is different than an ETF. Okay, that periodically conducts, closed-end funds can periodically conduct rights offerings to raise capital. Here's what that typically means. A rights offering gives existing shareholders. All right. That's all you fuckers that own shares. It gives existing shareholders, E-Trade should have contacted you, the opportunity to purchase additional shares, usually at discount to the current market price before they're offered to the general public. It helps the fund raise new capital. All they're trying to do is raise some motherfucking money. They're going to take that money and go buy more shit that makes us money. And because they did that, it's going to increase the share amount, which devalues the current shares. Makes sense? So there's a limited number of shares. If you add more shares, it makes each share less valuable. So you have the opportunity to purchase shares. Usually you get a discount on these shares to the current market price before they're offered to the general public. It helps you fundraise new capital. So it's a good thing. I've had a lot of people talking about getting out and doing this and that. Get your shit together. Just fucking ignore it and go about your day. Buy shares, compound dividends, buy shares, compound dividends. That's all you got to do. But shareholders are usually entitled to buy one new share for every 3 shares you currently earn. You're going to get it below the current price. Easy peasy. So you should be able to go into your messages or something like that in E-Trade or whatever platform you use. Find messages. There should be a message there regarding it, and it'll tell you what to do to be involved. It says the NAV, these offerings, right offerings, can temporarily or permanently affect the net asset value per share because now there's more shares. Appreciate that. As there's more. You can follow him on Instagram. Put in your Instagram there, Mr. Banks, sir.
we march. For our lands, for our families, for our freedoms, we march.
Taxos. What a pleasant surprise. This morning's full of surprises, Leonidas.
We've been tricked. There'll be more than a few hundred. This is a surprise.
Silence. We heard Sparta was on the warpath. And we were eager to join forces.
We heard the market
blood
was
you
dropping.
seek.
We're here to stop it.
But you bring only this handful of soldiers against Xerxes?
But only you guys. How are you
I
going
was
to
wrong to
stop
expect
market
Sparta's
dropping?
commitment to at least match our own. Doesn't it? You, there. What is your profession?
I'm a potter. So,
And you, Arcadian. What is your profession?
sculptor, sir.
You?
Blacksmith.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Man, that always gets me pumped up. MFG. We are not scared of market sell-offs, man. We're not scared of that shit. So still long this Nvidia here. Actually just got busted out. Damn. Come on, man. Man, this thing is something. There's not much action in it today. It's not moving much. Pretty close range here is part of the problem. You know, such a tight range that we're trading in. Boom, look, see, it just broke it, man. So it broke the box here. We got a doji in there. We didn't really, I mean, I guess it hit the first RSI. I didn't trim fast enough, but now we got everything going down, right? So everything's looking like a stage 4. The box that had been built here is broken. So I assume it's going to come down to what it was before. We got the sentiment, the histogram right here, the MACD histogram, the momentum has gone to the downside, it's saying. And we're getting a bullish crossover on this TSI right here. So everything about this says it's going down, but it's coming back. So let's give this a minute and see what it does.
You need to be able to multitask a bit as well. Singular focus is not usually possible in trading, as you must toggle between various markets, reading research, monitoring Twitter, and actual trading activity. T, always very curious to not all that curious. Curiosity leads to learning. Learning makes you more knowledgeable. Superior knowledge is an edge. U, organized versus disorganized. An organized trader has a clear process. She collects data and approaches the task of trading methodically. That's a good thing. V, trading experience versus no trading experience. Nothing beats experience. If you never make the same mistake twice, you won't make many mistakes after 20 years. W, highly emotional to robotic. Emotion is not a good or bad thing in trading. All kinds of emotional types can succeed in finance. That said, emotion and irrational behavior tend to go together. So if you're emotional, you need to be unusually self-aware too. X, loner to social. There are some advantages to having a network of contacts, but a trader can easily succeed completely on his own. Y,
Back in Nvidia.
masculine to feminine. A wide body of research shows women perform better at trading than men. This is mostly because men trade more than women due to overconfidence, and overtrading is a major leak. Z or Z, introvert to extrovert. Extroverts and introverts might have different styles, but neither one is better or worse at trading. Your scores on the quiz should take you one small or perhaps medium-sized step closer to self-awareness. Self-knowledge comes from experience and from data, but it can also come from focused introspection. Keep in mind that you are probably overconfident in your self-assessment. Whatever grades you gave yourself are probably somewhat inflated relative to reality,
man.
because human beings pretty much always overrate themselves. In a survey I conducted in 2016, for example, 70% of traders said they were above average, while just 5% rated themselves worse than average. Not possible. You're almost certainly not quite as good as you think you are. Men are especially prone to overconfidence, but even if you overrated yourself on every positive variable in the quiz,
See what
the
it
relative
does.
distinctions you make between traits, not the absolute numbers you assign, are the most important thing. This will reveal your strengths, expose some weaknesses, and help you find avenues for continuous improvement. The harsh reality of trading is that it is insanely difficult, but not impossible, to succeed. If you've been trading for a while, you have a good sense of the enormous challenge presented by trading. If you're new here, I want to give you a realistic view of the success rate. Success at trading is only possible for a small group of individuals, but those individuals are rewarded with an incredible adventure and extraordinary financial upside. The more worthwhile and lucrative a goal is in this world, the harder the achievement of that goal is likely to be. Trading certainly fits that relationship. It's a business with an extremely high level of difficulty, but massive reward potential. Now that you've taken a few minutes to think about your trader personality, let's head to Chapter 2 and look at just how difficult it is to achieve persistent trading success. Chapter 2. If it was easy, it wouldn't pay so well. Research shows success in trading is hard to achieve and harder to sustain. Trading for a living is like becoming a pro athlete or a famous author or professional poker player. There are few barriers to entry and no specific credentials are required, and the financial rewards are potentially astronomical. Anyone can dream of making it big in these fields, but only a tiny fraction of those who go after the dream will succeed at any point. An even smaller fraction will achieve sustained success over many decades. The goal of this book is to help you become one of the very few who thrives and survives. Intelligence and drive are the keys to success in most business pursuits, but this is not strictly true in trading. Intelligence and drive are necessary but not sufficient conditions for trading success. Many people think of trading as a zero-sum game, and that makes them feel optimistic. Since almost everyone believes themselves to be better than average in almost all pursuits, the thought is that if something is a zero-sum game, all you have to do is be better than the next guy to win, right? Wrong. Trading is a negative-sum game. When I was day trading equities, most traders were gross positive and net negative in most periods. They could take money out of the market, but not enough to cover their brokerage, bid-offer spread, and other slippage. Transaction costs and slippage are a significant drag for traders at every level. Therefore, you need a significant edge to not only make money, but also to make enough money to exceed execution, technology, and operational costs. Further, grinding out tiny profits still isn't enough. There's so much risk and uncertainty involved in trading that for it to make any sense, you need to significantly exceed the income.
Oh man, we had that pop.
Profession. The bar for success in trading is high. What percentage of traders succeed?
All right. That book is The Elite Trader. It's a pretty good one. Damn. See, none of the RSIs hit. So it's still holding. I wouldn't even expected it till about right in here. So that move down was a little early. These would be the zones, you know, where price has been before. Price tends to go again. And then as always, oh, it did hit, didn't it? My bad. All right, if you were quick on the trigger, you may have taken some down. Get ready to put it back on. You can day trade that fast, man. I know Nick probably does it. And then I do what's called bar by bar. If I would have taken it off, I'd be putting it back on. That's bar by bar trading.
The word succeed can mean many things, of course, but based on various metrics, my conclusion from the research and my own observation over the years is that the success rate for independent day traders is probably between 3% and 5%.
I don't trade,
For
Max.
institutional traders,
I just
the success rate is much, much higher because, one, there are many barriers to entry that one must overcome before earning a role on an institutional trading desk. so the pool of entrants is much more highly qualified and well vetted than a random selection of independent traders. 2. Traders at a bank receive significant training and are surrounded by experienced mentors. And 3. Market making has a built-in edge which gives new traders at a bank more runway. In my experience, of all the individuals who manage to get one of the few trading seats available at a bank, about 50% succeed as traders. I define succeed as still employed and profitable 3 years after starting. For traders at a hedge fund, the success rate is higher than retail but lower than bank traders. Most hedge funds don't have elaborate training programs or the edge for market making that banks do, but most traders hired by hedge funds already have substantial experience, so the sample is biased. You are usually already successful by the time you get a job at a hedge fund. Corey Mitchell of day trading firm Vantage Point Trading wrote a nice blog post on this topic. He defined success as producing consistent profits for multiple years. And after studying a meaningful sample size, he estimated the observed success rate at Vantage Point was between 3.5% and 4.5%. When I worked as a day trader in Toronto in the late 1990s, the success rate was about the same. I sat on a trading floor that held 50 people, and almost the entire floor turned over 3 times in the 3 years I was there. Anyone that lasted, I got to know well because we spent so much time together in the office. Of the 150 traders that came and went, 8 made money consistently for 2 years or more. Most bombed out in 3 to 6 months, and the remainder struggled for 1 or 2 years but could never grind out enough money to call it a job. 8 out of 150 is 5.3%. That low success rate came despite a mandatory and excellent 2-week training course.
Here we go.
The low success
We're
rate
hitting
makes
that
sense.
first.
It's roughly consistent with success rates in other sought-after skill-based professions with low barriers to entry, such as
Up
fiction
on the
writing
trade,
and
almost
pro sports.
$100.
About 2.6% of published books sell more than 5,000 copies. 3 to 7% of high school athletes make the NCAA in most sports, while about 2% of NCAA athletes go pro. If you're new to trading, you need to understand going in that the success rate is low. You will need a ton of innate skill, the energy to work hard every single day, and rare levels of perseverance to have any chance whatsoever. It's not a matter of flicking through a few charts, drawing a couple of trend lines, or using some automated Charty McChart chart power indicator. Brad Barber studied this topic in a 2017 research paper. Do individual day traders make money? Evidence from Taiwan. Day trading was extremely popular in Taiwan in the late 1990s, as it was in many other countries. 20% of all trading volume in Taiwanese stocks at that time was attributable to individual day traders. Here are the takeaways from their study. 1% of individual investors accounted for half of day trading volume in Taiwan. Heavy day traders made gross profits, but not enough to cover transaction costs, and thus they were net negative P&L. Over any particular 6-month period, 8 out of 10 day traders lost money. A small group of day traders had persistent ability to generate net profit in excess of transaction costs. Many traders sustained losses for long periods before quitting. And finally, about 1% of traders generated consistent profits through skill. This quote from an article about the study captures the long odds they uncovered. Quote, "The vast majority of day traders were losing money, unless you really had a strong reason to think that your ability to day trade was much greater than that of most people. It made no sense to start day trading in the first place. It'd be like, to some extent, going into a casino and saying, I'm really good at roulette. Even though I know everyone else loses money at roulette, I'm going to win." Unquote. For the record, professional investors have a very low success rate too. Here's a typical stat from a January 2020 Financial Times article. Quote, "Just 28% of U.S. equity fund managers investing in large companies managed to beat the U.S. stock market last year. And over the past decade, a mere 11% managed to do so, according to Bank of America." End quote. This result emerges in study after study. A random group of unskilled investors should beat the
Trimming
market
the trade.
50% of the time. Yet a significant majority of investors consistently underperform a simple index or benchmark. Solving for how to generate alpha in highly efficient markets is one of the toughest puzzles on earth. Markets are extremely, but not perfectly, efficient. Knowing that success in trading is rare, let's look at how to achieve it. The next chapter is a short discussion of the research on success in general. Then, in
We've got
chapter
a
4, we'll
doji.
apply these lessons about achievement in general to the more specific subject of trading success.
Careful, we're getting a doji here.
Chapter 3, Understanding Success. Success and high performance in the world outside of trading. This short chapter will give you some background on the main determinants of success in the world in general, outside of trading. Since trading is both a business and a skilled pursuit, it's worth doing a quick review of what leads to success in similar fields before we zoom in on trading more specifically in Chapter 4. Success is a squishy noun that can mean different things.
My man said success is a squishy noun. That book is the ebook, The Alpha Trader, the Mindset, Methodology, and Mathematics of Professional Trading. The money flow trading system is based around 4 stages of price movement. I learned this from Stan Weinstein. Stan was the one that kind of got me to see that. And I actually read some stuff where a guy completely disagreed with us. I can't understand it, but the stock market goes up as much as 71% of the time. The problem is it's not a straight line. Price can only do one of 3 things: move up, move down, or go sideways. I believe it does this in 4 stages. By identifying the stages, we can better allocate our buys. You see it's still moving up here. Let's keep an eye on that. We can better allocate our buys to take advantage of sell-offs. Stage 4 decline, that's a sell-off, and maximize price increases to take profits during a stage 3 distribution. That's this move up here where price moves up. Into the stage 3, the RSIs start to hit. Previous zones of congestion start to hit. Okay? This is a fractal pattern. And I believe it does it through 4 stages, with most of the time drifting higher. All right? And then time is fractal.
Different people. Most research finds success in terms of one or more of the following: income, educational achievement, ranking or achievement in sport, happiness, health, and longevity, avoidance of negative outcomes like criminality, addiction, and divorce. We'll focus on the first 3, since those are the outcomes that relate most closely to trading. Let's look at some measures and characteristics of personality and how they relate to success. IQ, intelligence quotient. IQ is a controversial topic in the world of psychology, and there's heated debate over what exactly it measures. This quote from the book How to Lie with Statistics by Daryl Huff captures a few of the shortcomings of IQ in simple language. Quote, "Just to clear the air, let's note first that whatever an intelligence test measures, it is not quite the same thing as we usually mean by intelligence. It neglects such important things as leadership and creative imagination. It takes
We're out
no
of the
account
trade.
of social judgment or
Sorry.
musical or artistic or other aptitudes, to say nothing of such personality matters as diligence and emotional balance." End quote. There's plenty of controversy when researchers try to correlate IQ with various measures of success. It's hard to control for all the other factors that go into whatever form of success
Ready to jump
one is
back
trying to
in, though.
measure. That said, most research finds some link between IQ and success. For example, an excellent paper by Jay Zagorski of Boston University comes to this conclusion. Quote, "Results confirm other researchers' findings that IQ test scores and income are related. Depending on the method of analysis used and specific factors held constant, each point increase in IQ test scores is associated with $202 to $616 more income per year. This means the average income difference between a person with an IQ score in the normal range of 100 and someone in the top 2% of society at 130 is currently between $6,000 and $18,500 per year." End quote. And figure 4 in the PDF shows the relationship between IQ and income using 10 years of data. It's a very scattered scatter plot, and there is a loose relationship there, but it's not super tight. The relationship slopes up and to the right, and the very high incomes are much more common in the top right quadrant than in the top left. So if we're defining success as income, IQ is an important predictor. Figure 5 in the PDF breaks IQ into 3 groups, low, middle, and high, to show how the median and right tails of the income distribution relate to IQ. It's pretty easy to see higher IQs make more money. IQ also correlates with most other measures of success.
Probably could take a shot getting right back into the thing here. I think most have concluded that it doesn't really take much of an IQ to be a good trader. You just got to find a repeatable pattern. That's what you're trading. All right, so price now is breaking out above the 5, so I've gotten back into the trade. We'll see. This slight delay. R. Quinn says S-Bucks breaking out today, doji on the weekly. That's cool. Let's check that out. Here we are at Starbucks. There we go. And it was on our BNB trade list. So a BNB trade is a dividend, blue chip dividend stock that's trading underneath the 200-day moving average, okay? Man, look at this doji right here, right on the 200 on the last run. Damn. Just a doji right there. Doji right there. This box is pretty scattered. You see how the so I would probably use like right around $80 if I was trading this. That would be my stop point. And I would try to run it to like $94, you know. That's what I would hope would happen. All right, we're back. Back to Nvidia, man. Boom. Now we're breaking out. We're in full trade mode here.
Like mortality, longevity, prime, and obviously academic grades. Figure 6 in the PDF shows a scatter plot of academic grades versus IQ, and it's pretty much a 45-degree angle from bottom left to top right. But there's tons and tons of variance around the trend line. I included this chart of IQ versus academic grades to show that even a measure of success directly connected to IQ, doing well in school, still has significant volatility around the trend line. There are plenty of high IQ students with poor grades and low IQ students with good grades. Academic success depends on far more than intelligence. After IQ, the next big driver of success is personality. There's so much research on the connections between personality and life outcomes that no individual could process it all in one lifetime. In the next few minutes, I'll do my best to succinctly summarize some of the key relationships between personality and success. The Big Five. Most studies of personality and its impact on life outcomes use the Big Five personality traits. These are the 5 personality traits that dominate the literature on personality. The 5 traits use common language descriptors to classify.
I'm going to give the
people
trait
on 5 key
just a
domains.
second, man.
These 5 domains incorporate nearly all aspects of human personality, and extensive research shows that these 5 factors explain the majority of human character. The model is sometimes known as OCEAN because the 5 traits are O, openness to experience, C, conscientiousness, E, extroversion, A, agreeableness, and N, neuroticism. The Big Five is better than Myers-Briggs or MBTI, according to nearly all research.
Man, that may have been a mistake. The money flow uses trend and direction. That the stage 2 is an uptrend and the stage 4 is a downtrend or a markup or the mark down. They call the stage 1 accumulation because funds, ETFs, individuals, sovereign wealth funds, mutual funds, hedge funds, everybody's in there buying shares and they hold the stock up. They keep it from going lower. And you're going to see this building process. Share counts begin to build. Then you're going to get the breakout move like we're seeing here on Starbucks. So look at this on Starbucks. That's what all of this was. Except that box, what we call a box where we're trying to build it out. You're going to get an anchor and then we're looking for another bar, another bar, another bar. 4 bars that